Okay, let's get on to your headline topic, which is managing workers' compensation.
Okay.
All right. You have a claim coming in, Kim. What do you do about it?
Okay, so first of all, most of our claims are coming in these days, site claims. So we'll probably focus a bit more on that today. So a fairly recent change, but you weren't that familiar with it, so we better talk about it.
We don't have a lot of time for you to bag
all
me,
right? Okay. Stress claim, you don't have to wait your 10 days. You must put in Part A of your form within 3 days. The reason for this is workers just weren't getting treatment quickly enough where an employer was disputing.
In fact, it used to take about 3 months to get a psych. So now they can get it within 3 days.
Get people treated, because the longer people are off work, the much less chance of them coming back. So we really want to.
So line in the sand: 3 days for psych claims, 10 days for normal claims.
And then still 28 days from the 10th day to determine liability. So to answer your question, if we get a claim, we must make a decision as an employer whether we accept it or not. Is it a valid claim? Most are, let's be truthful, but what we do with.
Yeah, we're like pathologists. We only see the dead bodies.
So, but the most important thing is you don't want to reject a claim or dispute a claim with an insurer unless you've got evidence saying why it isn't genuine.
Yeah. And it wants to be a strong argument.
It's got to be a strong argument, because they're getting more and more accepted. So you don't want to burn your relationship with your insurer either by constantly disputing every claim that comes in, because they just won't accept that it's a.
And moreover now, because in many of the jurisdictions, it's not the insurer that makes the claim of the psych claim anymore. It's actually the government who makes the claim.
Yeah,
so
right.
if you're burning your advocate, it's crazy stuff. Yeah. Let's jump on a bit forward. What are the risks around reasonable management action? So let's talk about this psych claim.
Yep.
3 parts for psych claim. Does a person have a psychological injury? Did it occur at work? And then
did it arise wholly or predominantly as a result of reasonable management action? You must, if someone's not performing at work, you must formalise the performance management of them, whether it be from a lower level from counselling up to performance improvement planning, up to a disciplinary outcome. It must be formalised and put some structure around it. If it's not, the insurer will say, you've taken this softly approach with this person. Yes, they haven't been performing well, but you actually haven't managed them. There's been no performance improvement or any sort of management action, therefore we're going to accept the claim.
Okay, now as a wellbeing practitioner, for me, as a lawyer who does wellbeing and also does the employment and the dirty side of employment law, please don't be scared about formalising stuff. It's actually a structure which gives people certainty. People need certainty when their performance is dropped. It gives you clarity around what good looks like, and it gives them a chance to know how to be good. So it's actually the right thing to do, and people need to know when they're not meeting the standard.
Yeah, and it will help them improve.
Yeah.
It's not, people don't necessarily have to assume that, oh, you're trying to get rid of me, you're trying to terminate me. If you do it properly, they'll realise that you're actually trying to support them and get them working more productively.
And if you do go in there with your black hat in and use this as a process towards termination, A, you're going to get a shocking response from the person you're talking about, but B, your claim's going to be accepted. All right. What happens when the claim is accepted?
Okay. Well, your first question to me is, can the employer appeal it?
That wasn't, but it was meant to be the question, wasn't it?
No, we call it workers' compensation for a reason. It's very skewed towards workers.
Yep.
We can, as an employer, seek an internal review. I think in my career I've known one to succeed and then get overturned at Consil. And the only other option is to appeal to the Supreme Court, incredibly expensive, so that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So when the claim is accepted, what we need to focus on is reducing the claims costs of that claim to get people back to work as quickly as possible, and therefore we won't see our premiums skyrocketing.
Well, let's do that by just having a look jurisdiction by jurisdiction. What are the drivers of premium?
Okay, so in Victoria, we've got statistical case estimate, which is the cost of that claim that WorkSafe assesses it will be.
And that's basically around 3 things, isn't it? Which is nature of the injury, history, nature of the industry that you're in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So Victoria SCE industry classification, the more dangerous the occupation, the higher in premium, and your remuneration, business remuneration. New South Wales and South Australia are very similar. They no longer have statistical case estimates, they actually look at weekly benefits. So this is why return to work is so important. If people aren't returned to work, weekly benefits are higher, therefore premium gets
Let's
higher.
use psychological claims. If someone's not back within 4 weeks in a psych claim,
45 days, 50% chance of getting back. I think if it's 75 days, pretty well they're never going to get back to work. So that's why as soon as a claim comes in, you start talking about return to work. You engage with the worker. Don't leave them at home for the 38 days while you're rejecting the claim.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the claim's accepted and think, oh, shit. You know, they've already been
I don't think anybody there said, oh, shit. I would never have said that.
I forgot I'm not allowed to swear.
She swore.
I swore. Anyway, you sidetracked me, Andrew. Anyway, we need to focus on return to work, get them back.
New South Wales and South Australia, next one, move on.
Going on. I did that one.
I know, one after that.
Queensland, they look at 3 years of statutory claims, 5 years of common law claim history.
Yep.
If you're in the other states or territories, that's a better thing because you can actually shop around because they determine their own premium based on their own claims history within their own insurance company.
That's right. It's purely risk-based.
Purely risk-based.
So no regulator controlling what it's going to be.
Not at all.
So look, I think the lessons that come out of that is get people back, have really good engagement as quickly as possible.
With them and their doctor.
Yep.
Convince their doctor that you're actually supporting their worker because most doctors don't trust employees.
So that's right. So really keep a straight face.
Well.
Yeah, very important. Okay, last.
Gee, time flies.
It does when you're having a lot of fun. So why don't we just talk about one thing, which is you've got a difficult employee. They've gone workers' comp. Their claim's been accepted around bullying about a particular superior. What can we do?
Okay, so what we want to do ideally is get medical evidence to say that this worker can still do their job, just not with their manager.
Because workers' compensation is about capacity.
Yeah.
It's not about who you don't like.
Yeah, exactly. So very well could be that someone would have capacity to do their job, but just in a different workplace. And that provides a grounds to terminate the claim under what we call carriage.
Yeah. And the important part about that is in your own business, it might be that Lockie reports to Kim and Kim bullies Lockie, which she does, I might add. And Lockie says, I can't work with Kim, gets a claim in, succeeds. And then I just say, all right, Lockie, you report to me. And I'm an easy guy to get on with anyway, I'll tell you that. And after that, and Lockie still says no, and we terminate his claim.
Yeah. It's a bit of a process, but...
Yeah, interesting case.